That single manila folder rewrote my future. My stepmother pushed it across the marble countertop, her emerald bracelet flashing like a warning. My stepsister hovered, camera poised, framing the moment for her feed. The penthouse kitchen went still. Even the city skyline outside the floor-to-ceiling windows seemed to hold its breath. Inside wasn't cash or congratulations. It was a severance of blood, inked by every hand that once claimed me. My college send-off. I creased it once, slipped it into my pocket, and walked out. No outburst, no tears, just the hush of a door closing forever. They believed they'd buried me. They never guessed they'd just unearthed their own grave. Stay with me. The quietest revenge is the one no one sees coming. I grew up where affection arrived with KPIs. My father, Victor Langford, tallied value in quarterly gains. My stepmother, Claire, priced it in optics. My stepsister, Brooke, was the flawless hybrid of both. At their rooftop soirees, I was the afterthought. Brooke just closed a 7-figure deal in London. Claire would gush, manicured fingers grazing Brooke's blazer. Then, softer, almost pitying, and this is Riley. Still, figuring things out. Guests murmured, eyes sliding past me to the caviar. I learned to nod, predictable as the tide. Our loft smelled of teak oil and obligation. The pendant lights fractured across the granite island, scattering shards of gold that never quite landed. I counted them while Victor dissected portfolios and Claire curated gratitude for donors who confused charity with clout. Brooke floated through it all, timing her smiles, her silences, her calculated leans. I studied her like code. Every micro-gesture cashed in approval. Me? I pulled graveyard shifts at a campus micro-roastery. The grinder's roar drowned every dinner table slight. Customers cared only that their oat milk latte spelled Riley right. I liked the clarity. One dawn, dragging in after inventory, I found Brooke at the island, tablet glowing, Victor swirling scotch. We were discussing your trajectory, he said. Brooke didn't glance up. Barista experience builds resilience, Dad. Her voice honeyed, but the barb landed clean. I forced a chuckle. Pays tuition. Victor shrugged. Tuition's a line item, Riley. Revenue's the balance sheet. His focus drifted back to Brooke's screen. I stopped auditioning for their attention that night. I started logging. Still, hope flickered. When I snagged the National Innovator Grant, I forwarded the release. Claire replied 8 hours later, thrilled, honey. Gala tonight, mind if we circle back? They never did. That was the night I learned love in our house was a limited partnership, and I was the silent investor who'd never see dividends. The crystal decanters chimed in perfect sync, toasting my erasure. 72 hours before commencement, a calendar invite pinged. Langford family pre-grad dinner, Lucille. No +1 for me. The RSVP read, Victor, Claire, Brooke. My name ghosted. Brooke texted solo, glitch in the system. Chill. Chill. That's how they saw me, white noise, easily muted. That evening, city heat pressed against my studio's cracked window. My inbox overflowed, investor DMs, peer reviews, faculty nods. None weighed as much as the silence from home. I scrolled old photos, charity auctions, ski chalets, Brooke center frame, me cropped at the edges. Same story, new clarity. No more bargaining. Next morning, Dean Patel confirmed my keynote slot. She'd also entered me for the Emerging Tech Vanguard Prize. Speak softly, Riley. Let the numbers roar. Softly. The word felt like armor. The night before the dinner, thunder rattled the fire escape. Inside, my corner of the world was grid-perfect, color-coded binders, dual monitors, coffee measured to the gram. What started as a supply chain hack for a prof's side hustle had metastasized into route sync. An AI that shaved 14% off last-mile costs for indie couriers. Leo crunched the data lakes. Priya sculpted the UX. I, the night shift coder with a fresh MS, authored the predictive core. We demoed at the campus incubator. Applause built like a wave. A woman in a charcoal jumpsuit lingered. Elena Voss, COO of Apex Freight. Elegant, equitable, bankable, she said, eyes on the heat map. 3 coffee meetings later, she slid a term sheet across scarred oak, $7.8 million buyout, VP of Algorithmic Strategy for me. Day 1 post-diploma. I parsed every comma. When I signed, it wasn't fireworks, it was equilibrium. I mirrored the contract, encrypted the chain of custody, printed the wire confirmations. Paper that bites back. I broke radio silence in the family chat. See you at Lucille. No punctuation, no plea. Dinner eve, I dress like evidence. Charcoal suit, hair in a low knot, watch set 5 minutes fast. The elevator to the 42nd floor hummed like a countdown. Through the glass, I spotted them, Victor's cufflinks flashing, Claire's practiced wave, Brooke angling her lens. The maitre d' hesitated at my name. I smiled. They're expecting me. Truffle steam curled. Claire cooed, Riley, sweetheart, we have a gift. A cream envelope landed beside my water glass. Victor's baritone, time to streamline the portfolio. Claire, with love. Brooke's shutter clicked. I opened it. Legalese, crisp as frost, we sever all legal and emotional ties with Riley Langford. Signatures aligned like soldiers. The room waited for collapse. I folded the page into a tight square, set it by the bread knife. Appreciate the clarity, I said. Brooke's lens dipped. Victor's jaw twitched. Claire's smile calcified. I reached into my folio, produced a midnight blue folder, flipped it open. Apex letterhead glowed. Beneath, Riley Langford, VP Algorithmic Strategy. Acquisition closed yesterday. 7.8. Claire's inhale was audible. Brooke's phone clattered to the tablecloth. Victor's knuckles whitened around his glass. I rose. Keep your letter. I've upgraded mine. Their document slid back untouched. Brooke whispered, but the word dissolved. I didn't look back. Outside, the skyline glittered like spilled code. My phone buzzed. Apex press release live, Bloomberg ping, Dean Patel's proud face emoji. The severance envelope weighed nothing now, just pulp. They'd gifted me silence for years. I returned it, gift wrapped in 7 figures. Back in my studio, Dawn painted the brick walls peach. I placed their letter beneath the Apex offer, framed side by side. 2 futures, 1 name. I brewed coffee, exact 201 degrees Fahrenheit. The cup clicked home. Silence, finally, wasn't absence. It was ownership. My phone lit. Brooke, we didn't mean. Call me? I let it dim to black. Some echoes don't deserve an answer. Sun climbed. Sirens dopplered below, raw and real. In the window's reflection stood a woman who no longer auditioned for frames. I opened the sash. Lake wind rushed in, carrying diesel and possibility. Their letters stayed behind glass, evidence, not anchor. Revenge isn't noise. It's the soft click of a lock you finally control. Families fracture with fanfare. Freedom rebuilds in the hush afterward. They erase me from their ledger. I became the line item they'll never balance. If you've ever been the footnote, stay quiet. The page turns when you write the margin yourself.